let's go into this. We have got to the top right-hand side our Red Zerg player from Poland. WCS Global Finals participant. This is Elazer. Up against the Blue Terran in the bottom left-hand side. One of the big up-and-comers, one of the youngsters. This is Clem. Alright. So, game number 1 of this best of 3 TVZ. And unlike on Blue Shift before, we're actually going to get a bit of a... non-free racks play, which I like. It's going to go on a little bit longer. I like it. And let's see how it's going to go. As we get this sorted. Let's get this set to rumble. I should auction off the poster choices for which posters we put up. Nuh-uh. I know which posters I should put up. I will put up my Nova poster, my Sylvanas poster, and my Necromancer poster, I think. Or Probius. I'm a little bit shaky on that one. I might be able to fit 4 up. I definitely can't fit 5. I might fit 4, but I think it might be limited to 3. So, yeah, I've already decided which ones are going up, guys. I'm sorry. We could rotate them more often. I could rotate. I could just do more in general. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit lazy sometimes. Not when it comes to StarCraft though. Anyways, let's see if we're gonna come and check for the third hatch. But the third hatch actually comes over on the other side. Just dropping that down and getting going. A couple Reaper shots coming down. Just gonna ask, as you see this little dance happening, answer a question in the chat. J12 says, random question, how come every time in here there's so many viewers, but chat is dead? Not saying bots, just wondering why people don't want to chat. It's so friendly here, maybe just here to see the games. It's just a case of a lot of people are watching multiple streams, so it's very hard for them to partake in chat. A lot of people watch the games on mute because they don't like the casting, for example, or so, or maybe they're just at work and so they want to watch the games, but they can't quite, listen. It's actually, in general, I feel like, streams like this obviously often have like quieter chat, and we obviously try and keep it controlled so people don't get out of control and rowdy as well. So it's it's a lot of the chats that are super active and super long or super busy with like lots of viewers usually have a lot of spam and stuff. I am pretty sure if I asked everyone to spam something right now, the chat would move pretty fast. So, as France comes in with a 2-month resub, says, thanks for the content, give the beer time. I want to see everyone in the chat post a kappa for France, just to show how fast this chat can move. Show you... that Reaper, he's trying to... Oh my god, that poor Reaper. He's trying to get himself in position for the Queen, for the Hellion to splash damage the creep tumor down, and he grenades himself away. Oh, unlucky. But yes, the idea was the Reaper lines up there, the Hellion attacks the Reaper, and the splash damage kills the creep unit, but messed that up when the Reaper hopped off. But, yeah, let's see a kappa or two in the chat, guys, as we do see the Roach run about to finish from Elazer. So Elazer, again, with the Roach-based defense here, maybe even the Roach-based attack, because we do see a Fusion Core about to finish from Clem. So with the Battle Cruiser opening, Roach Ling attack will become very, very powerful because there's not going to be a lot to defend right away. Couple Lings hanging out on the bottom side. 9 Roaches on the way up. Battle Cruiser is starting. And another Hellion being produced here as well from Clem. And as we do see, right from the few Hellions coming through the bottom side of the map, coming across the right-hand side, ready to maybe try and run by, maybe try and apply some pressure. The armory's not up yet, so it's only Hellions. Obviously, the Hellions look to try and pull Queens out of position while the BC goes in elsewhere. Sees the Roaches, though, and that's already a bit of an indicator that something is a little bit funky in this game. Clem has got Roaches on the left of his Hellions, too, so he's actually in some trouble. These Hellions are actually stuck in the middle with you, where the U is a big old fat set of Roaches, although only one of them goes down as they get in towards the natural. More Ravages morphing in as Lings, Roaches coming forward. I mean, that third CC might not finish here. I mean, just not really the issue right now. Bigger issue is probably trying to hold the wall. I mean, here comes the battle cruiser, but how many SCVs do you lose before the, before the battle cruiser cleans up? I mean, the Lings go into the natural. The Roaches are doing a great job zoning the Hellions. By zoning the Hellions out, what you're enabling is the Lings to deal with the SCVs. And that means that you're really going to get a lot of damage dealt. There's already 11 workers and counting, with a cancelled third base as well, remember. So the third CC going to be delayed here quite heavily too. There's still some more SCVs to go down as the Lings jump back in there. Again, Clem will clean it up, but 30 workers down. He has to do some serious damage now. Teleports straight across the map, and I tell you what, serious damage it might be as he comes in for a couple of drone kills. We'll now get a few more as he comes back towards this mineral line. Queens weren't there right away. This is 6, this is 7 workers killed. Jumping into the main base. This Queen's off creep and out of position. Transfuse will save it, but will not keep it alive forever. So needs another one. But how many transfusions are you going to drop on that one Queen? I mean, eventually it does go down. Another Queen that's off a creep here cannot really retreat properly. Will make it back down just before it dies. At least it dies on creep. Maybe a comforting feeling for a Zerg unit. I'm not actually sure. An Overlord as well, and Clem's counter with the Battle Cruiser is getting a lot of damage done here so far. And another Overlord found as well, and Clem realizes he can pick up on that before the BC goes down. So he gets that kill. The Queen's off creep, of course, so they can't chase the BC as much as they would be able to on creep. And as we do have the Overlords coming back out in towards the center of the map. And the melee upgrades continue to come through as well. A couple drones going down again as the BC is actually still active to the side here. Another one! Oh my god, and another. That BC is getting a little bit dangerous, but you know what? It actually has Yamato, and it's going to teleport out! Oh, the plays by Clem! Yamato wasn't there when he originally got across the map, so he hadn't, he'd only just then been able to use it. As we're going to be seeing the SCV is coming over, and they are going to be repairing that battle cruiser up. The teleport just coming off cooldown as well was actually kind of sick. As if he was there for that long with the battle cruiser. It felt like a lot less time, I guess, because it was just constantly killing things. And as we do have the couple extractors finishing up, the Spire and the Bane Nest, the follow-up tech choices here from Elazer. So it is not going to be commitment into further Roaches. It will be Ling Bane into the Spire, obviously, help deal with the battle cruiser's Corruptors. Now we'll see how that works out overall, because we do see extra factories from Clem. I feel like the Balin styles against the Hellion Cyclone is always kind of interesting. I can kind of see how it works, but sometimes it just doesn't. Like, everything just, like, the Lings and Banes just don't seem to kill anything. As, oh, that SCV could have died. The Ling refocused at the wrong time there. Spire is about to finish up from a laser, so he will be able to again start getting his Corruptors up. There's 2 battle cruisers now that are currently controlling the map, and he is starting to lose this hatchery. So BC is able to pick. Oh, that's a kill, not even a cancel from a laser. Their mistake is going to be seeing this Overlord taking some damage as well. Yamato is instantly coming down on 2 Queens. I mean, why the heck not? Boom, 2 Queens dead. That's 300 minerals lost. There's another Overlord also taking some damage. Man, I'm really impressed with how much Clem's been able to do, since that obviously wasn't the best start for him with the amount of workers that he lost. UPC is now coming back up to the top side. A 3rd battlecruiser being built, so he's still adding battlecruisers into this composition. It's one of the many varieties of styles you can see with the BC opening, but also with the Hellion Cyclone style in general. A lot of players like to add in Banshees to their Hellion Cyclone. Some players like to play multiple BCs. Some players just go pure Hellion Cyclone. A bunch of different ways of getting that done. You see the Queens. We keep on taking a little bit more damage. Drone's taking a couple shots as well. BC is still fighting here, and we are going to be seeing these couple of drones coming down. And one of the BCs gets taken down, unfortunately, and you just see the other BC getting picked off as well. On the other side of the map, 10 SCVs going down to a bit of a Bane drop. It's quite nice, some more damage done by Elazer, as Clem is just coming in for a few more workers of his own, so getting a few more workers set up. Okay then. 4th hatch going to come down here. Obviously, that's a very delayed though, because it didn't get cancelled before. He let it die. And after that, I mean, that's kind of rough in general. Just now getting it back on track. 4 Corruptors and a few Banelings continue to come on through here. We do have those Corruptors of Elazer I'll back on over to the left-hand side. A few bins on the laser going to start morphing in. Drop a Lord. And his setup here as well. Corruptor's going to be able to jump on that BC. We do have, again, just a couple more Corruptors being locked onto. Cyclone's going to be able to push those Corruptors away. So, Corruptors getting pushed away there. We do see the Banelings of Elazer coming down on the left-hand side. And we are going to be seeing those dropping down in towards the natural expansion in the next couple of moments. So they are going to come down here and already starting to pick up a few of those SCVs. And Missile Turret will get rid of the drop load though, so that's the end of that aggression. Clem responded pretty fast anyways, and he did only lose 4 workers. Man, Elazer's just not going anywhere for the worker count though. Stuck on 67 drones, not really going much higher. And obviously, I mean, when you're playing against a style like this one that Clem has, I mean, Clem also doesn't have a ton of workers because he doesn't have a 4th base yet. Generally, a Hellbat Cyclone style goes up to like sometimes even 80 plus workers for the term. We've seen 100 a couple times this past week or so from TY and U-Thermal. Blue Shift's not a massive map, and Clem in general isn't playing as aggressively, and he's also not mass expanding. It has been a bit of a weird game, and the players are in slightly different positions to where they may be used to being when in these sort of setups. As you see the Lingers and the Banes, they're going to be gathering together. We see a Scan on the upper right side coming down. Scan also coming down to the top. And so there's a couple of Banes here and there. Just going to be still seeing what they can do. Hive is coming in from a laser on the main base. Again, that Hive started. Still have, again, Lings and Banes and Corruptors. All of this just gathering together at the moment. As you do see those drones transitioning away, transferring around. And Hive on the way up in the main base. Lings from a laser going to run through this top side in towards the 4th. Couple tank shots. Turning those Zerglings away pretty swiftly there as a BC teleports in across the map. Already a drone going down. And we do see the, well, I mean, this is where we start to see if the Lings and the Banes are effective, right? Banes need to crash in effectively here. Well, that's effective. Cyclone's just sitting in the Banelings there. Not sure what that was about. Clem maybe focused elsewhere, macro, and setting up his 4th base because that has just been finished. Another set of Banes needs to pull back here. Now he's let the Hellbats go in front. He has tanks behind us too, so he does have a good kind of follow-up as well. I feel like Clem maybe has a bit too much though. Maybe just a little bit. Tank's going to continue wandering forwards here. We do see a couple Banes going to get picked off. So a few Banelings going down right there, and again, Cyclone's locking on. Corruptors are going down, and those Lings going to stream on through. Tank's taking quite a lot of damage. Cyclone's taking quite a lot of damage. Now, this was actually a nice little cleanup from a laser, but it still wasn't actually a full cleanup. There's still a couple of units left over. I mean, reinforcing Lings will get rid of the last couple of units. Well, maybe until Hellions reinforces now from the Terran player coming in. I mean, Elazer has bases around the map, and with 81 workers, he should be able to rebuild from this little situation that we just saw. Corruptors now locked onto by the Cyclones. Oh man, all those Corruptors going down. And we do just see again those couple of Hellions coming forwards and trying to fight against those Banes and those Lings. Again, I mean, time for Clem to just take a moment or so, regroup a little bit, but he does have a much better army supply than his opponent. 7 more Corruptors on the way up again here. The Battlecruiser is getting taken down in those fights. And, well, Elazer is ready to come in and jump on another army. He's got the Bane count back up and running. Clem is again building Battlecruisers. He's got a Raven now, which means he can anti-armor missile, which actually makes the BCs do a lot more. And Lings running forward is going to get taken down here. And again, going to be seeing the Hellions on the bottom right side, going to be picking up a few of these drones. So, again, a few of those. Again, the Lings moving around as well, as you see the Greater Spire coming in from a laser. So that gets started. A couple of command sets continue to build. Obviously, Clem looking to go up and towards some extra bases of his own here. The Hellbats, at the moment, apparently enough to get rid of this base. Oh my god. They're going to survive, really. Oh my god, one Hellbat with a dream. It's going to survive, but the base will only... Oh my god, the Hellbat survives, actually. Oh, the base is going to die anyways. Laser is up on the top side, though. Clem sees this, and so will begin to move his army back over here. Remember, this Hellion Cyclone style is super duper mobile. It definitely is able to move around quite a lot. As we see those Zerglings coming back up to the top side. And Broodlord's on the way in, and I gotta say, Elazer survived long enough to get the Broodlords up, because it definitely looked really rough for him for quite a while. It looked really rough for him for quite a while, but is seemingly back on track. Those Broodlords definitely going to be helping. So Brood's up on the top. Again, Cyclone's locking onto a couple Overlords here. He's actually pushing the bottom. The weakness against Broods against this style is definitely their lack of mobility. We're just talking about the mobility of the Terran army. The Broods are very difficult to keep in the right place at the right time. But that's where you got the Lings to maybe kind of control where that Terran army goes as well. Forces us to pull back all the way with those Zerglings. Well, not all the way, but it definitely distracts for a moment or two. They were on their way back, but he decides to commit in. See what he can get done. Auto turrets coming down. He sees the Brood Lords. Cyclones. You need to be careful because those Broodlings keep on dropping. He's killed 10 drones here, but he's lost 21. And he's, this base is still in general just in a little bit of trouble still. The Lings keep on rolling in. Command Center in the center of all of this, just still hanging out. The Cyclones coming all the way back. And you do see his 3 Queens able to target that battlecruiser and able to force it to teleport away. So BC does teleport out right now. As you see a few SCVs on the way up. Lings running in are going to be able to take a little bit more damage as well. They actually don't do too much more. So Elazer now, his counterattacks being shut down a bit. Clem's army is still scary, but he needs to be able to take down the Brood Lords. If he doesn't get rid of those Broods, Elazer probably has this in the bag no matter what Clem does elsewhere. And Clem is down 47 workers to 81. Again, kill the Broodlords to die trying. A single BC comes forward here. Yamato's another Broodlord. Cyclones do lock on for a couple Broodlord kills. Okay, you can get behind that. Here come the Banes though. And again, you have to try and split these Cyclones up. It's not going to be easy. A tank gets sieged. Also, not too pretty. Banes get taken down. Broodlord count down to 4. So in fairness, Clem has made a decent job kind of picking his way through that Broodlord count. Doing a very good job of this so far. Couple more BCs up in production. We see the hatchery dropping down on the bottom side. And again, just going to be seeing 2 more Broodlords morphing in once again here from the Elazer. So still setting up in towards this now. Those 2 BCs going to be finishing up in a moment or so. I mean, if BC production at this sort of level where he just keeps building like 2 BCs at a time, it's possible that BC has actually become a super good counter to the Broods eventually. Elazer still has 80 workers though, so I still got to question this a little bit in terms of the income. Elazer has a lot of an income advantage, but obviously hasn't been trading well enough to build up much of a bank. 7,000 resources lost difference, so that's where his extra income has been going. Despite you can see again when most, when players have lost armies, they've lost similar amounts for the most part. So it's just the value of units that are being lost here. Clem keeps on expanding. Needs to take these gases. Well, maybe he doesn't actually. He's got quite a lot of gas. I just say that because when you're building 2 Cyclones at a time, multiple Cyclones at a time and 2 Battlecruisers at a time, it feels very gas expensive, but battery minerals he's mostly struggling on here, just because I guess he doesn't have a ton of orbitals. Oh man, what a run by this is. A bunch of Hellions get 9 workers and just goes to 11 before the Broodlings drop down. But again, he also finds out the Broodlords on the top side of the map. Actually, the Broodlords are split in 2. Interesting decisions here. Risky. These couple of Battlecruisers could turn around and drop a couple of Yamatos, get some easy kills. Do they both have Yamato? They do have Yamato, so definitely could jump on that and could be very good for him if he gets on it. Pushing through the top side, some more Cryptumers being cleaned out. So picking off a few more of those again, Corruptors and the Broods hanging on the top side. Going forwards now, going to be seeing Yamatos are lining up, and Elazer just leaves the game. I guess he just knows that he can't win this fight. Game 2 of it. Down a map in the top right hand side, our red Zerg player. This is Elazer. And at the bottom left, our blue Terran is Clem. Weird game. I feel like Elazer was never really able to get into the swing of things after the... I mean, there was a point where he had a bunch of bases up, but I feel like he very quickly started to lose those bases. The Cyclones caught on to the fact that they should probably be killing those, and then he just wasn't able to really keep himself in it. So insane that Clem wins this after that opening. I mean, you got to remember that Clem, yes, he took a bunch of worker damage, but he then also countered, killed 10 workers while Elazer had killed 17. In fact, I think he killed 12 because he killed 2 more after as well. So he only killed 5 less workers, and he killed 2 overlords and multiple queens. So, I mean, Elazer did not deal with the counter battlecruiser play well at all. And that did cost him a lot, and that's why Clem stayed in that game very much so. And you've got to remember as well, obviously, Elazer was already in a little bit of pain because he did commit to roaches and lings to deal that damage originally as well. So I feel like with the counter damage that Clem did, yes, it looked bad for him initially, but it obviously changed up very quickly, indeed, from that point. Reaper on the way out. We're actually going to see an SCV scout from Clem. He's always very safe and very proper about just making sure he knows what's up. The only reason for this SCV scout is that he wants to get across the map and he wants to see if it's a spawning pool first or not. It will tell him what he can do with his Reaper, whether he can send it across the map safely or if he should keep it at home, because if it's a pool first, there's quite a high threat of Zerglings running forwards and obviously then slowing down the command center build time. The Reaper has to turn home, so there was no point going across the map anyways. And you go through that whole fiasco, which is never fun to deal with, ever. How do these qualifiers work? This is live, right? Yes, they are live. Players just agree to create a custom game with each other, and they're nice enough to invite Wardy. Well, there is a whole bracket, so they obviously create a custom game to get in game with each other. And I'm one of the official streamers, so they have to invite me. Whether they like it or not, they have to let me in their lobby. So, yeah. There's a whole bunch of other streams as well, by the way. If you don't like my stream for whatever reason, there are so many streams. Today is the one day where if you want to troll around in chat and be like, I hate Wardy, there's literally so many other choices of castings and games today. So do check them out on the TeamLiquid.net sidebar. Definitely worth checking into. What's up, Kalaris in the chat as well? How you doing, buddy? So you're playing some Brawl Stars, dude. I'm addicted to that game. I've been playing a bit too much. Actually, not the last couple of days, but last couple of weeks definitely have been. Anyways, the StarCraft, we see that ling speed is starting up here from our man Elazer, of course, and most interested in actually what Clem decides to do. Does he go battle cruisers again? Does he go into maybe the more standard Club Banshee sort of setup? Those are the couple of setups that we've seen so far. Oh, there we go, actually. Fusion Core drops down, so Fusion Core coming into play. And again, that BC opening for Clem. Unless he throws a curveball and he goes for Ranged Liberators. We've seen it before. It's not a good map for Ranged Liberators, though. There's not a lot of dead air space. It's difficult. I mean, there's no dead air space here. That would be more of a dead ball than a curveball. It would be a bit of a dead end for him, most definitely. As 2 Hellions kind of aggressive, they want to go into the main. We see 10 Lings in production. There's already a few out. These Hellions sacrifice themselves, not to get really any drones, but I guess they get some information. It's always important to keep track of kind of what Clem obviously knows about and what he doesn't. Tries to poke in elsewhere with the other 2 Hellions at the same time, but can't quite manage it. So it does end up pulling those couple Hellions back to the bottom left. Battlecruiser on the way up, as expected. Now again, he didn't get Yamato right away last time, and it looks like he won't get Yamato right away this time either. So playing Yamato list for the moment, but, well, obviously, maybe expect that upgrade to start in the production tab as Clem changes his mind, or maybe it's just a part of his build, and he has a timing that works out well for him as to when he starts to upgrade Yamato. This is lovely, of course, gets 1 and 2 active creep tumors, boom. Slow that creep down. The more creep you slow, the less control of the map Elazer's gonna get. So you're seeing a couple queens continue to come forwards again. The Helena's gonna get pushed away. Armory dropping down in the main. Yamato kind does now start up, so there you go. It is on its way. Obviously, this game we don't see Elazer with the earlier Rotron. This time it's about a minute and a half later. So he's obviously not going to have any sort of aggression. So this time it's all about Elazer just playing macro and trying to defend this from the get-go. So set up in towards this here, as we do see the Spore Crawlers dropping down in the mineral lines. +1 Carapace coming through just to get going. And that means it'll apply to his Lings and his Roaches. I'm intrigued to see what Elazer plays against this, or how Elazer plays this game, but I guess it'll be a little bit different anyways, because as this BC comes into the main, we also see Clem committing into engineering bays, barracks, and stim pack back at home. So he's going to switch this up into a bio style as the Hellions are unsuccessful making it forwards. And the BC in the main only deals a little bit of damage. Because Elazer was a bit more prepared for this time and doesn't come into this off of an all-in, or off of a heavy pressure build, he is much better set up, and so the battlecruiser doesn't deal anywhere near as much damage, although the Hellbat's now morphing in. Maybe we'll get rid of a few Zerglings over here, but I think a few Lings is pretty much their limit right now as they turn away. Clem actually cancelled the weapon refit upgrades, so decides not to go for this here. Couple more overlords on the way up again. One more upgrades coming in on the engineering base, so Clem getting that underway. His bio is getting going. And it's still just the one battlecruiser. No second battlecruiser either, so this is how these battlecruiser openings definitely do have a lot of variety in them. Which is kind of cool, actually. It means that, you know, not every game it's the exact same way of playing, and there's even, again, a completely different composition for the follow-up here as well. As we are going to be seeing the SCV is able to repair that BC up, and is going to be able to move maybe out onto the map once again. When harassing with BCs, people usually fly them across the map so they can warp back when they're damaged, or they usually warp them across the map to speed up the damage. Basically, you always warp your first battlecruiser definitely across the map, because the whole point, if it has to fly across the map, it takes so long. If you warp it there, it's going to be able to deal so much more damage so much faster. So that's very important, and it's actually one of the key parts of the battlecruiser builds. Usually the battlecruiser's tanky enough to stay alive long enough that you can teleport away, or at least keep it alive and just back off. You just need to know your limits as to what damage you can do. So definitely always teleport the BC across the map initially. Again, walking it across just takes forever, and then there's extra queens out, the spores are more positioned. You know, there's so much time for just stuff to go wrong, and the Zerg to be just prepared already. LBC shows up and going to start fighting against a Crane here with a little bit of energy on it. And we've seen the Bane Nest dropping down in the back of the third base. Hive coming down in the main, +1 melee and +2 Carapace coming in from Elazer. And as you still see those Marines, the Hellbats, the tanks coming forwards, and a little bit of a push from Clem then with this bio. Doesn't have combat shields and actually hasn't started either, so hopefully he isn't forgetting about it, otherwise that could become a bit costly. Some barrels to get the first siege tank kill. The BC is going to commit on top of the Ravagers there. We'll kill one of the three. So this now... Oh no, sorry. The Ravagers actually survived. Just went off in a bit of a funny direction. Well, only 2 Ravagers left means that at least he can't one-shot the tanks with barrels. There's enough units here anyways to push this back. And Clem will have to lift up with these Marines and back away. Unable to really do anything with this attack here. Elazer shuts him down. And Clem, well, maybe looking to use these units to drop now, as he does start up combat shields in the end. But I mean, combat shields is coming in as the Ultra's Cavern is about to finish, so definitely a bit of a late combat shields there, as the Ultra's Cavern obviously will be the next stage of this from Elazer. I mean, he has access to the tier 3 units, those Ultras in the community update. Looking to get a speed buff off of creep. They got that 10% speed boost from the upgrade. It's going to be changed to 20% speed off creep. Obviously that's not active yet. That'll be coming live with the new season on the 22nd of January, most likely. So, yeah. That's kind of it. I'm intrigued to see what happens. I'm intrigued to see how that goes. And as you do see, the Marines are going to be unloading here in the center of the map. So Marines in the middle, and they're going to head on up towards the upper right side, I'm sure, to come and try and clean out a hatch or so. Lings, Roaches, and Ravagers on the left side too. Top left side, a hatchery also in position here, as we see a couple of creep teamers being picked up. Well, Clem might be able to actually get rid of both the hatcheries, both the incoming hatcheries of Elazer here. This one is just now dropped down, so he didn't get the drone there, unfortunately. Dropping the main, but he sees the Ultras. Immediately he starts up some extra Marauders, more tanks. And obviously the more successful style against this would be to start up some Liberators. Wow, that's actually a kill on this hatchery this time around, no cancel, and he gets the hatchery top left as well. He's losing a couple of hatches now, so he's actually killed, lost 2 of them without cancels. That's a little bit painful. Spire coming in the back of the natural here, as we do see him. Marines have to be a little bit careful. Still going to see this Biosim forward is going to get that hatchery. Overlord goes down as well. Oh my god, these Ultras keep on pressing in. They are going to get rid of a few of those Marines there. Marines in the main base. There's also a counter-attack of Zerglings across the map, so action all over the place right here. Ling's going crazy to pick up all those tanks. There's Bio in trouble. Over here, it feels like Clem's army won't get much done either. And Clem is fighting a very, very tough game right now because he is losing workers. In fact, this might just be almost on the verge of being over already because he's lost so many workers on his third base. Not even a fourth. His third base, his main army's being cleaned out and is trying to drop back home. He's losing production. He's losing everything. And this is not pretty at all. And obviously, as the main army arrives, the soldiers will actually be able to break through positions, maybe break through wall-offs. And I mean, this army from Clem that drops back down is going to load right back up. Cannot get anything done here as he's going to try and go into crisis management mode, but he just won't make it work. And I'm just going to quickly tap and click my Claim XP, because that War Chest experience is active again, and you can unlock, of course, even more of the War Chest skins. Again, don't forget your exclamation mark War Chest in the chat to deal with this. We join game 3 with the Proxy Racks player scouted by Elazer. So Elazer sees those couple of racks right there and is going to immediately pull that overload away. Drones, because this was seen so soon, are going to start moving forwards and try and slow this down. It is 3 racks, but the third rack is very well hidden. As the first Marine on the way up, there's a lot of drones here, going to make this a little tough to defend, even with the first Marine. 1 SCV down, second SCV being chased. Man, the drone pull against this has become so common lately, as players have just been so good at scouting for these barracks. And if you see it early enough, pulling the drones is great, because again, it shuts down the SCVs, delays the bunker. Doesn't necessarily win you the game, though. We saw Marine Lord earlier. Still winning the game after a setup like this from Elazer, although I don't think he was too successful in actually... getting a bunker up anyways. Well, bunker on the low ground, and 8 Lings on the way out. As we are going to be seeing this Marine over here. This other racks is found, so again, Elazer now knows what this is. Biggest issue for with this for Elazer is these drones are actually stuck on the map. So these 5 workers are not actually doing very much. Maybe they can shut down like 1 Marine, but they are just not doing anything super useful. They can't back up these Zerglings or anything. And these Marines starting to come up this ramp here, going to get another Ling or so already. Damage on the spine crawl. I mean, every shot you can get on that spine is important. Elazer already deciding, yep, I need to go and rebuild that. Get the HP back as it builds. Drones, I think, maybe picked off just another Marine there. Queen out as well should really help with this, as obviously we have that bunker. Drones come back in, they will go down. So that's 5 free workers, because they are just so heavily committed out on the map. Again, that 1 Marine in the bunker. He has 2 more Marines pushing out. Clem coming over to help with this as the Marines continue to pull backwards now. A few more Zerglings going down. Spine Crawler coming up, and again, another couple of Queens coming through. Marines still fighting here, and again, that Spine taking quite a bit of damage. Couple Lings. I mean, there's only 1 Ling left there, but the Spine Crawler gets transfused, so will stay alive. ZvT takes the lead up the ramp again. A couple Queens can add a lot to this defense as Clem back and forth. I just wonder if Clem could maybe pull the SCVs like Marine Lord did, and if that would be a good position for him, because, I mean, you look at it, I kind of feel like there isn't much here to defend. I guess the Queen count is really rising up, and that does become a bit more of an issue now. Again, the Queen's just hanging out on the high ground. Clem doesn't have high ground vision, so he can't even really do much against those Queens. As 1 more Marine gets sniped down. There come the SCVs, so he is planning just to push into it. Well, Elazer again, I do wonder, like, you know, he's got those extra Queens up. He just transfuses now, though, which might be a little bit ahead of time. Clem comes out the bunker, dives back in. SCV has arrived, so here we go. It's only the 1 Spine Crawler, and we've got Lings here as well. I just feel this is such a better setup for Elazer than what he had against Marine Lord. SCVs have to fight the Lings. The Spine is getting so much damage done. The Marine count is dropping, but to tell you what, the Lings go down. There's still SCVs remaining. Now the Spine Crawler will fall. We're out of transfusions here. There's only a few Marines left over, but obviously Clem has really little left after this. As we see those Lings coming down, there's still a few Marines left. These Queens are also low. Another one drops. The transfuse is there. The bunker saves the Marines for a second, somewhat allowing them to jump in and out of it. But I think Elazer has held on, and Clem will not be able to break through. As we have got this game 3, a qualifying match. Looks like Elazer is about to qualify himself to WCS Winter. Lings go across the map because he's confident the Queens will defend on the natural. And again, he knows the SCVs were pulled, so he knows there is no real economy at home. And there's definitely no Marines to defend with. So he knows he just has to survive this last few Marines. And, well, I mean, that's exactly what he's doing. The Queen goes down, but this Queen is about to get a transfuse off on the other queen, so that's just fine as well. Should hit that transfuser, just to be sure. And as things that he just ran into the main base of Clem, Clem types out the GG, will drop to the lower bracket where he'll play his next match a little bit